My name is Ryan Soeder. I work for Counterculture Coffee. We're a wholesale coffee roaster based in Durham, North Carolina. I work on the customer support team in Boston, and we are in the New York training facility right now. So what we do, again, we're predominantly a wholesale coffee roaster. So we source coffee from farms and co-ops and washing stations in coffee producing countries. That gets shipped to Durham, North Carolina, where it's roasted and packed up. And then we would sell the coffee to coffee shops or restaurants or markets that would want to sell our roasted coffee product. So what I do, I'm on the customer support team. So any coffee shop or restaurant that does sell our coffee gets me as a trainer and consultant, and we teach a lot of classes in the training centers. I work with my coworker in Boston, Jake. He does the tech side of things. So if your machine needs to get fixed, Jake will take care of it. If you want some training for your staff, I'll come and do training. And we both teach a curriculum of courses in the training center that we have, like this one, where we teach like beginner espresso, intermediate espresso, and brewing science 1, 2, and 3. We teach a class on coffee origins that's really interesting, and milk chemistry, what we're about to do. Really cool stuff. Counterculture was started in 1995, and it just evolved slowly into what it is now. We are now a company that we have 2 coffee buyers that go and seek out coffee and build relationships at coffee producing countries and farms that we try to work with for years and years at a time. Roasting it in a way that shows off all the great stuff that coffee can taste like because of all that hard work. And then teaching and being very excited about and pushing forward preparation methods that also show how excellent this coffee can be. So in every step of the process, there's a lot that can be gained or a lot that can be lost. Our mission as a company is really to pursue coffee perfection in everything that we do. On the website, counterculturecoffee.com, you can find out more about our direct trade policies, how we work with farmers and co-ops and washing stations in coffee producing countries. And you can find out more about our sustainable initiatives. To us, it's very important that we find and champion and promote different sustainable ways to make coffee, because it's a fairly unsustainable thing to do. So for us, it's vital to do that respectfully and well. So the first design we're going to pour today is a monk's head, which is just a dot in the center of the cup, really crisp and nice. We're going to incorporate a few tips and tricks into this one, just to show you some things I'm going to be doing that really help me to pour a nice, crisp, symmetrical design every time. So now that we're ready, first things first, we can tap out the bubbles in crema just like milk. And give the cup a nice tap, and then swirl the espresso to get a nice even palette in the cup. We'll do the same to our milk. Give it a tap, and then polish. The next little trick we got here is I'm going to break the stream after the filling stage so I can get down as low as possible when I want to. Now with the monk's head, we're just pouring right into the middle, and we'll stop when the cup is full. And there's that dot. Now this design is the basis for every design we're going to pour. We learned things here like how to get that nice crisp centered design and how to stay in one place and not just kind of go all over the place. Having every motion be controlled and purposeful is the shortest cut you can make to pouring great latte art. So having every motion and every step be intentional is the lesson of the monk's head here. So the next design we're going to do is a solid heart. This is just like a monk's head. We're going to introduce one more design element though, and that is the draw through. It's kind of it's an element that is ubiquitous to most designs. It's where at the end you pour a monk's head and just lift straight up on the pitcher, back off on your flow of the milk, and pour through the design to put a tail at the end of it. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Okay, so here's the pour. Again, I'm just going to pour to raise the liquid in the cup. Break the stream, pour right in the center. And this time at the end, I'm going to pick up and pour through the design. That forms our nice solid heart there. So this is the wave into a heart. It's another asymmetrical design that also has quite a bit of creativity involved. It's a fun one. It's kind of like the wreath in that we're going to pour on the side of the cup and get a current going in the cup. We're gonna pour the wave all the way around, and in the end, wrap it around and drop a heart in the center. So here's the pour. Like the wreath, we're gonna pour on the side. I'm gonna drop down and get the wave going. Bring it up and around. Put a heart in the center. And that's the wave into a heart. All right, so this next one's a fun one. And customers go nuts for this guy because it's one of the only pieces of latte art that actually looks like something. You know, like a heart is very easily recognizable, but a Rosetta looks kind of like a leaf, but it's not really a leaf. One of those kind of things. A swan is a swan, or it could look like a duck, or, you know. This is one where you actually create a picture in the cup that someone could recognize, and it's good for customers. So here's the pour. So we're going to break the stream and begin the Rosetta on the side. Bring it up, pour around, draw a neck with the heart on the side. And there's the swan. All right, so this next one is a tulip. And tulip tends to be described as more of a category now. It's a way of stacking dots or monk's heads on top of one another to create a really cool wraparound effect. You don't see the basic tulip much anymore, but you'll kind of see where this design got its name. We're just gonna stack two monk's heads on top of one another, or do a monk's head on the bottom and top it off with a heart before we draw through. And it gives this really nice leaf wraparound effect. And you'll see where it gets its name. All right, so here's the pour. Again, filling the cup. We're gonna begin with a simple rippled base and end with a heart on top. And there's the pour through. And that is the basic two-layered tulip. So we're building these skills in stages, and the next design we're going to pour is the rippled heart. So first we poured the monk's head, which was the solid dot. Then we added the draw through, which turned the monk's head into a heart. And now we're going to add a rippled effect by using a pendulum motion with the milk in the pitcher. And we're going to shake the pitcher just slightly, more focusing on moving the milk in the pitcher than the pitcher itself. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute. All right, here's the pour. So again, raise the liquid in the cup, break the stream, and this time we're going to shake the pitcher just a little bit to add these ripples, and then pick up and draw through. There's the rippled heart. So in this next one, we're going to learn how to pour a heart inside of a Rosetta. So we're going to start by pouring the Rosetta, and then instead of drawing all the way through at the end, we're going to drop down in the middle and pour a heart before drawing the rest of the way through. What this is going to do is place a heart right in the middle of the Rosetta, suck the top down into the heart a little bit. It has a pretty cool effect. I think you're going to like it. All right, so here's the pour. I'm going to raise the liquid in the cup. Start with the Rosetta, pull back, and here's the draw through. I drop down there and pour a heart. So there we have that heart nestled right there in the center of the Rosetta. So the cool thing about tulips is there are so many variations. In this next one, we're just going to add another layer to it. Instead of doing one rippled base with a solid heart on top, we'll do a rippled base with a rippled inside layer with a solid heart on top. And you can just keep doing this as much as you want as long as you have room in the cup. So here's the tulip with 3 layers. So begin the first layer in the middle, push the second one into it, and put a solid heart on top, and draw through. And that is the 3-layered tulip. All right, so this next one, we're just gonna add a layer. And the beautiful thing about tulips is that you can keep doing this as long as you have room. So here's the first rippled layer, second layer, there's number 3, and 4 on top. And that's a 4-layered tulip.